Yes. No.
Sorry.
Check them out.
Yes.
Your main character, so it shows the path of becoming the avatar and then as the avatar. Eight different virtues like compassion, valor, all that stuff. And you have to
Yes.
pick yourself out to one of these virtues and bonuses. So like, say for them, you should check that out if you get a chance.
Gotcha. The Ultimate, you said? I've heard a lot of good things. Really?
I understand they're pretty archaic games, like the mechanics are very user unfriendly.
Well, a lot of older games just kind of. Holy shit, we have a lot.
So they're not noob friendly.
All right, whoever impresses me the most within the next 5 seconds gets a. All right, Tusken Raider, Star Wars win, and then you're right after Mr. Oren.
All right.
What are we doing?
Since we had the whole morality thing, nobody ever bothered to mention Dragon Age Origins. Yeah, it was good on everything. Decisions you make affect everything.
Yes.
You know, you're given the moral decisions. Are you going to kill a kid or let?
Are you going to sleep with Morrigan? I mean, there's a lot of things you have to do.
So on and so forth. You can romance people, then cheat on them. You know, except.
Bastards.
Does anybody here think that that's a good idea to make it so you do have all these decisions and let Tyler do what it does best?
Well, personally, I think if the game is specifically geared towards having multiple reactions and consequences for your actions, yes. Do I think every RPG should have that? No. Because there's sometimes... Newer games, in every genre, in my opinion, have decided, like, linearity is evil, which is stupid. And there are some games that you just want, like, a clear cut. And then there's some games that you're like, well, I want, like, you know, to branch out. And that's why BioWare exists.
It's back to my original point. That's what I was trying to illustrate about Chrono Cross. Who likes Chrono Cross? Thank you, guys. Moving on.
You just drop me with that? Just like, moving on. Okay, yes, you gave me a thumbs up. That's awesome.
So speaking of what game we're talking about, this topic of Dragon Age Origins, that you can do everything to affect the entire game. Heavy range.
We actually just mentioned that, like 20 minutes ago, but keep going.
Well, anyway, so with that, I always feel compelled to, well, playing RPGs, that I'm compelled to keep going because the storyline, it just makes me passionate. Like, when Aerith dies, it motivated me to actually feel separate. I actually got angry.
Then they were doing their job right.
With Xenosaga, I completely felt compelled to kill all the villains. It's just like skills that if I didn't finish the series, shame on me. But yeah, but
I was gonna say, wasn't the art really bad in the second game?
Yeah.
That would turn me off.
Well, the third game was good.
Yes, I've heard.
When it comes to Aerith, I always show my appreciation for her by killing her in the Temple of the Ancients so that Cloud's weapon does more damage.
Stone cold motherfucker.
Yes. She's not a good character.
I believe
In the Bible.
Shh. I said be nice. Alright. I'm on a power trip. You. Yes. No. You then you. You first. You stood up, so I don't want to make you feel like a doofus.
There's something that's always bothered me about RPGs. Like, you gather party members, they're in-depth, have stories, that's awesome. Why can I only bring 2 or 3 at a time? Like, I can understand, like, going through a city, like, having, like, 10 people with you is cumbersome. But, like, when I'm out in the middle of the woods, like, dungeon delving, why are they all, like, back on the ship, or, like, back at the start of the dungeon?
Could you imagine if Final Fantasy VI had every single protagonist on the field? That would suck. Huh? Yeah, but exactly. You know, but they did it in a way that, like, you know, made it streamlined and made it possible. But I'm just saying is if you just had like Cyan, Edgar, Shadow, and like choose your 15 things, the battles would last for an hour. Like if you fought like a freaking like bug.
Speaking of a battle for an hour, that's how you have to fight a super secret boss in Final Fantasy X called Penance. You pretty much have to do that. Or you can cheat using the Zamato, you know, but, you know, that is cheating.
Illegitimate people in this panel. Alright, and Yeah, what did you? And then you. Yeah.
On Final Fantasy VII.
Shut the door, please. Someone shut the door. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, come.
You know Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
One of the best characters, side characters, was Aerith, who had a gun wrapped around his arm. It was badass.
Instant cool points.
How come we don't have more people with guns? I mean, it's easy.
We got Samus, we got Mega Man, or else we got... I know what RPGs.
Gun blades seem to be more popular. Jason,
I'm not a developer, so I wouldn't know.
You can also do a panel on RPG weapons too.
Gears of War 3 with Barrett co-starring. They've already got Sid. Barrett is Sid. He looks exactly like Sid. Seriously. Orange and then Ty. Huh? Because they're funny.
My favorite thing about Barrett is he doesn't let Cloud get away with saying, "Come on, everyone, let's mosey."
But that's so badass.
Yeah.
That's so badass.
That's not what a leader. That's not how a leader.
That's how a cool chill leader says it. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's
Fuck
mosey.
you. Let's mosey.
Yeah, maybe.
One thing that I love that you mentioned is Final Fantasy VI, because
Thank you. Thank you very much.
it's just, I want to bring up a point for those that like haven't read it. It was something that I love about it, and it could be debated, I guess, but with the party, how you were saying there's so many members.
There's like 50, there's like 16, right? Including Gogo, Umar, and Mog. Yeah.
But like if you take it at face value, you just be like write it off and say, oh, Terra's the main character.
Yes. Well,
But
Who has the airship again?
Setzer.
He's the main character.
He has the wheels. He's the main character.
in that game, you see every city, with the exception of maybe like the 2 or 3 secret characters.
Yeah, Gogo, Mog, and Umar don't have it. Yeah.
It's a beautifully fleshed out story all their own.
No. That's
There
not
are
true.
scenes
That's not true.
where
Gal
you-
meets his father.
I know that, I'm saying that it's not like big and beautiful.
I think it's pretty freaking sad.
Yeah. They try
just
and,
like,
they try and gussy him all up, and he just kind of.
Mean people here. Tough crowd.
He's the aged man. He's not senile.
He meets up with his dad, and his dad's just like, "Fuck you," and then you're just like, "Oh my god." It's terrible. It's a tragedy.
Gao takes it in stride, going right back to jump on more monsters.
But like the reason I bring this up is I can't think of any other RPG that does
With that big of a cast?
Well, I mean,
I can't.
like,
Fleshed out characters, yeah.
Right?
pinpoint who the character is. Like, I don't know, for me, that's part of the reason why it really like breaks the mold of the genre.
It's or like created what should have kept going. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you in the beginning. Couldn't speak
Terra
up.
doesn't need to be in the final group, he said. That came out right after Final Fantasy VII, and it wasn't just like it, so it sucked.
I don't think the point he was trying to argue was that Terra was the main character. I think he was just trying to say that like every character is incredibly developed, and he's wondering why there haven't been like 16 character rosters with that much development. And I think that's what he was saying.
It's also kind of mentioning like, well, like Terra's obviously the main character. You kind of have to like it can get a bit muddled because like you guys just said Setsu is the main character.
No, I said that as a joke.
That's an old panel joke.
Like but like you said that as a joke, but like there's
It could be argued, yes.
there. Like he looked like obviously Setsu would look like the leader. I mean, he's the galley captain of this airship.
With a gambling problem, so it's like Gene Starwind.
So like he's the one like gallantly like driving this drag tech people around. So it's like you could make a debate that since he's the leader, he'd be the main character, but then I think the whole point he was trying to make is less like these characters are fleshed out in such a way that it's less like this character doing this grand thing with all these people behind him, but it's like
This character with this character, and they have crazy.